Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Hunter Call of the Wild, currently in Medved Taiga. However, we are going off to somewhere a little bit different, because thankfully, things lined up really well for, as I was saying, we were going to be getting a little bit of the DLC stuff. So, there was a weekend deal that was good, actually, to tomorrow. Today's the 24th. It was good till November 25th. And I was able to pick up Parque Fernando pretty easily, so... Oh, actually, it sounds like there's quite a bit that we could go after there. Water buffalo, axis deer, mule deer, red deer, damn. Yeah, sounds like we might actually be spending a little while on Fernando. I was picking it up originally just for the archery range that's included on there, but hell, it seems like we might have some good stuff to actually hunt there. So let's travel and see what Parque Fernando is like. Is it Parque or Park? Like, I'm sure I'm probably pissing off the entire continent of South America trying to pronounce this, so my apologies, but we'll hop in, see what it's like, and...
Hola, ¿qué tal? Escúchame. Welcome to Parque Fernando.
Parque.
We'll keep this brief before my nieces pendejitos act up again.
Oh?
Oye, deja esto. Si la insultaste, debes pedirle disculpas. No me mandé excusas.
Okay, down to business. You came highly recommended as the warden to turn this slice of wild Patagonia into a world-class hunting reserve. Naturally, I expect you to hit the ground running, even though this is your first time here. Stretch your legs out. I'll start you off with some routine responsibilities. You can do this in any order. I don't care as long as you do the jobs well. I try not to micromanage. Well, not too much.
Okay, I think a
To get
Puma...
the lay of the land, you'll want to go to the nearest lookout tower, marked on your GPS. Climb on up and take in the view. Easy.
Okay, as we are...
There's also hunting outpost nearby, and I like you to prepare it for upcoming guests. My gaucho friends do all the heavy lifting with the outpost. You just need to put on the finishing touches. Bring things up to the standard of a professional hunter, then bring them up a little more. Viste?
Well,
If you're itching for a hunt, you can harvest some game for the construction crew building our central lodge. I like to keep the people who work for me fed and fed well. It helps them stay loyal. Our chef can prepare anything but a Puma. See what you can find in the area. I'll chime in to help if you need it.
Okay, is she finally done talking? Because, like, we have two Pumas that are literally not even a few feet away from us getting in here. Yeah, so she's attentive right now, so we might have to be a little cautious. How far off is she? We might actually be able to use the crossbow right here on her. Yeah, that actually might not be a bad idea to do. Like, I know they usually kind of start you off with one of the, like, game animals very close by your starting location, but this is ridiculously close. And I do not think that hit. I thought that would have been a good hit on her, too. Like, that's the big reason why I wanted the archery range, is to get a proper read on all this stuff. Because I have had so many issues with, like, the sighting and distancing and stuff like that for when you're trying to shoot and take the animals on using the archery equipment. The rifles and that all seem to work fine. The archery stuff is ridiculously out there with weird stuff. Well, at least I guess she's out of the way so we don't have to worry about getting mauled on our way up to these spots. So there's the lookout here, then... Okay, that's our first outpost in the area, so... I do have to admit, I do love... The one thing the Hunter series always does is nail the environments, like the reserves and the surroundings. It is beautiful here. Actually makes it look like it's up on the hill almost. Oh, I guess it actually is. Okay, but we'll get the first outpost, get a little look around our surroundings and that. Then I gotta try figuring out and tracking down where the... It's probably at one of the, like, starting outposts for the map, so I gotta figure out where that range is, and then we are definitely spending some time there, because, again, I really feel like that one should have been a hit. Although, probably there's going to be all kinds of things like, depends, are you fully zoomed out or are you zoomed in? Like, things like that will really change and adjust it. But it's at least starting off on a very beautiful and striking note. Like, this... God, if I had a way of hiding the UI, it would be quite... Just like a screenshot in itself, that'd be really nice to take. But I wonder what the full roster of Fernando is, because there's Water Buffalo, there's the Puma, there's Red Deer, there's the Axis Deer, and then there's the Mule Deer. So maybe just those 5 animals, although I feel like there might even be more that I just haven't come across yet, too. That was just what was kind of on the little description of what you could go after on it. Oh, actually, yeah, I can see the outpost all the way from here, I think. Yeah, there it is over there. Okay, let's climb our way on up. Yeah, so you can see that's our destination over there once we get to the top of the tower. It's just a bit of a little hike up to get to the very top of it. Oh, and we actually have to head inside to be able to look around. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Oh, and a little bit of broadcasting equipment, too.
This place is my pride and joy, and you can see why. I name it for my husband, Fernando. May he rest in peace. Before he died, I made him a promise that this reserve, with all its abundance, would host the world's most elite hunters and feed the communities around it. Time to keep that promise.
Yes, we got it.
I've been hunting here since my husband bought the place all the way back in 1979. You may have heard I was a 2-time back-to-back national champion in the 50-meter rifle. 3 positions. I know guns. I know game. And my park nourishes the biggest, most exquisite free-range stacks you'll ever hunt. World records are set here. Some of them belong to me. If you're as good as I'm paying you to be, maybe you'll set some records yourself. But let's not cut this torta before it's baked. We've got a lodge to build, outposts to open, wilderness to explore. And if you see anything strange along the way, come straight to me and me alone. Loyalty is very, very important to me. My park is a paradise, but sometimes the disloyal people who work here have mala leche. You know, tough luck. Hear that? Time for esposas y jefas. Telenovelas are my only vice. Simona's going to find out the identity of her biological father. Is si Gaston o Facundo. It better be Facundo, que churro. Gaston and his lies can be trusted. No, no, no.
Okay, aside from the...
Now, that's one task.
Oh,
Two more to go.
are you ever going to let me talk on my own? Okay, so now we gotta head to the north. I guess maybe it was a good thing that I didn't actually land that Puma, because it's... The goal is to harvest any animal except a Puma. Okay, but we basically... As long as we get up there, I think that might be where the range is. And we're definitely spending, again, a little bit of time on there. Oh. We got a black buck. Oh, there she is. So, oh, she's only a weapon class 3. Okay, I might have to. Oh, no, this should work for her. We'll just have to be maybe a bit slow as we approach. But God, like, getting off of, like, Carnivores Plus to start recording for Call of the Wild, like, the sense of depth is so much different. Like, that truly feels like 100 meters out. Whereas, like, stuff in Carnivores, it does not. Oh, there's actually more there. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think they know where I am. They were both looking right at me, so... And of course, I probably should have brought something different than just the crossbow, given the miss that I already had on the Puma. And let me guess, the sighting will not tell me anything about it. Nope, nothing. Does not say anywhere for what the ranges might be of those reticles to it. But it's nice to see wildlife that, once it spots you, it's not bolt off and flash of fur. Okay, actually seems like maybe they've calmed down a little bit. So again, I'm going to try to get right for the 50, because I feel like that's a proper kind of ranging for what the crossbow might be able to offer for us. Let's just sneak our way a little closer. Yeah, calmed right down. Oh, I'll say calmed right down. Decides to go for a little nap. That actually might make trying to take the shot a bit harder, because now instead of the nice broadside, it's kind of a little more... Oh, no, she's up. Not really giving me a good shot right now, though. Oh, never mind. There she goes. Now that's when it's very satisfying, is to have that slow build up towards it and then being able to get a nice straight shot like that to down her. That is where it's so satisfying to play a hunting game and have it line up to be what you kind of expect once you can take the time and set everything up. So where'd we get you? Through the lungs, or was we... Oh, that's further back than I thought, although still a lung.
That will do. Our chef is a master. You'll gain a few kilos eating his food. One plate is never enough. There are antelopes, and then there are blackbacks. The blackbacks were imported here from their native India. I bet if you ask them, they like Patagonia better. The grass, the water, everything is more abundant here. That means larger, healthier blackbacks. Look for males with thick horns, 3 twists, white spirals, and tips pointing outward if you're searching for the ultimate trophy. You've dribbled the ball this far down the field. Now, score the final goal.
Okay, aside from the weird analogies that they want to throw in for a lot of stuff, it does seem like that's one things that this reserve is going to be more, is that it's a lot of imported species in order to be hunted off. Like the mule deers, the red deer, maybe even the axis deer, I think are all like animals native to other parts of the world and imported to an area like this. And there are places like that which exist. Like there are game reserves where they do have basically imported wildlife in order to live in conditions that I guess kind of similar enough that they can thrive, but I think they're also kept more in check so they don't become an invasive species. At least I hope they are. So otherwise, that's quite a problem you'd have on your hands. Okay, what's with it sounding like we're going through so much bush? We're on the trail. There we go. Well, that's more proper. Like I said, I don't know what was going on there with it still giving us the sound like we were going through the bush and that. Like, I don't know if it's just, again, the game trying to be rushed out for new content instead of just fixing what's already there or what. But, oh, we're pretty close now, so we'll just probably get up there, claim the outpost or the lodge or whatever. Probably try giving our hand on the range again. So I still gotta get a little more in tune using this big bow. And then see how it is. I'm actually not sure. What is that? That's the longbow, or is that... Yeah, that's the rough longbow. I might actually switch out for the recurve, because I usually like a recurve look more than the... Well... Kind of hard to say. I have a feeling maybe that's why I'm getting a little more screwed up with the bows, because I've been more used to using the recurve over the longbow, so maybe there's a little bit of a difference in how you'd have to aim using them. Maybe one shoots further than the other. Should be just a little further up the road now. Alright, well, probably more trail. It's hard to call this really a road, although it is cleared off enough. Oh, there it is. And a really nice spot, too. Oh. And it does seem like that might be the range right there I was talking about. So we'll get the outpost first, and then we'll go take a look at that range to see what it's like.
Everything you need should be there. Set up the place.
Just want to take a look as we come a little... Oh yeah, that's a much better range than what we had in Hirschfelden. God, that is so much better. Like, you actually have proper animals as targets. You can have the ranging on them, and you're also... Feels a little bit more like a proper archery range. The one in Hirschfelden is more like a rifle range, or maybe even crossbow compared to actual archery. But yeah, let's claim this, and then we can go and see about that. It looks like this place is still a bit more in progress, isn't it? That's our outpost claim. We just put a sign down.
So quickly. Maybe I like already. Check. We have a saying here, the truth is in the Milanesa, which is to say, proof is in action. And so far, you are proving worthy of your reputation. Bravo. Now, head up to the lodge site. Mark on your hunter mate. Once the lodge is complete, we can officially open Parque Fernando to the hunters of the world.
Travel to the
No
lodge.
news on the identity of Simona's father yet. but the lodge crew sends their gratitude for that game you harvested. They can't wait to barbecue it. And hello, it looks like you've reached the lodge.
Hi.
We still have a lot of work to do here. There are water pipes in place, but no power system. I may need your help with that later. And once the place is built, we'll need to furnish it and fill it with trophies to impress our guests. One part of the lodge that is finished, and has been for a while, is my archery range. Have you seen it?
Okay, so that's a target. Yeah, we're definitely going to try out the archery range. That was the biggest draw of getting this DLC, was a proper archery range to test and improve on. So let's head on up and see it, but yeah, I can see why that, like, they'd be proud of that. This is a very nice range to have. I don't know if we'll actually ever be shooting that far using it, but...
Start by having a look inside the hunting blind and the hunting tower. To the left, if you are facing the range. These are the same models you'll be installing throughout the reserve.
Okay, so I guess these are going to be the looks of all the towers and stuff that are in place as we put them up out here. Oh, we're pretty fancy, actually. Yeah, really fancy. I mean, there's, of course, the reset but oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Is that for... I was going to say, is that maybe for something like skeet shooting or something like that? Okay, that's pretty interesting, though. Yes, these are much more modern kind of hunting stands than anything we've seen so far. They've all been like the wooden built and that. And just have to head into here now.
Want a little fun? Step onto the shooting platform and hit a bullseye on one of the targets. Yes, I know, the range is set up for archery, but if you don't have a bow, it's my range, my rules. Use a gun if you want. I do it all the time.
Okay, so where do we want to start? I guess we'll try starting right over there. Okay, so that was actually a little low, surprisingly, and the distance is only 15 meters, so... Okay, now that one was high. What about something like that? Still saying that was high. And we're slowly getting in there.
Hey, that's how you hit the mark. But as shots go, that was an easy one. If you want real challenges, over the years, I've set up targets all over this park, perfect to test your skills. Think you can match my greatest hits shot for shot? Just look for the stone circles on the ground as you explore.
Okay, so that's a little odd, actually. It's saying that if I want to hit the bullseye there...
Back to business. My friend Juliana runs a travel agency that specializes in hunting and fishing expeditions. This week she's bringing in a party of influential hunters to build excitement before we open to the public. One look at our red stacks and they'll be telling all their friends to hunt at Parque Fernando. We want to greet this party with a proper feast, and the chef has requested fresh game for the occasion. A black buck or an axis deer. There are plenty in the region around the lodge, so go out and hunt one for us, will you? Pardon me, my show is back on.
Okay, so that was a little low. Okay, getting better, but yeah, this is... Aiming with this is super weird. Like, okay, let me kind of show you guys what I mean. If I aim like this, and let's say we use the tip of the arrow, that doesn't even seem like it hits, so you actually have to... like, hide what you're aiming for through the arrowhead. But you can't have, like, the arrow's main shaft be what you're aiming with. It is Yeah, I think I'm going to have to switch this out for the recurve, because this is a strange way of trying to shoot. Anything too close is really hard to try using this bow for.
Still no word on Simona's father. I envy you.
It's still
I'll
low.
take a while I sit in this office living through a screen. I miss the serenity of hunting. I'd be out there with you, but arthritis, it ruined my shooting. I had my time. A two-time back-to-back national champion can't complain. But she can live vicariously through you, can't she?
Yeah, good lord, I definitely have to change this bow out, because, like, this is bizarre to try going after. Like, for distance of 35 there, you basically have to have the arrow... Trying to use anything as an aiming reference is just really, almost impossible when I kind of think of it, because you have to use, like, along the top part of the arrowhead for it. Yeah, I'm going to go and swap this out for the other bow and see. I think maybe that is definitely where I've been having issue, is this longbow is just weird to try aiming with. Like, no wonder all my shots were going super high and weird with it. We'll go swap this out for the recurve and bring her out and see how we do with that. Because the recurve is one I've... Oh. Okay, well, we're not going to worry too much about the shooting challenges or whatever right now. Again, we're just going to get ourselves properly oriented with the archery stuff. Because, good lord, we definitely need it after, like, seeing how weirdly you have to, like, up and down for aiming with it. Oh, at least this place looks really nice. Oh, yeah, this is this is great accommodations from anything we've seen so far. Huh, even a mushroom. Usually it's just an outhouse or something. Okay, so longbow. Let's get one of our recurves out. I admit I kind of like the snake skin, or should just the regular. Let's just do the regular huyoi. There, I'm not even sure how to say that. Okay, traditional arrows we'll put back. I'm trying to remember what the ones we need are. Or does it? Maybe it actually uses the traditional arrows. Let me see. Okay, well, there's the recurve bow. Oh, yeah, it does just use traditional. Okay. Actually makes it a little bit easier on us. Come on, let me close the door. There we go. No reason to leave the door wide open if we're not going to be there. So I'll head back to the range. I'll do a little bit more practice shooting, and then we probably should be good to head off and see what the reserve has in store for us. We'll probably do a few episodes here just to solidify we know how to shoot properly with our stuff, and then maybe head back to Medved Taiga to continue on there. I guess it's going to be a season of extremes this time around, where we're going to go back and forth between Parque Fernando and Medved Taiga. Okay, so let's reset, and let's try over here now. Oh, damn. Yeah, it seems like... Okay, that was a bit low. But it seems like I was mistaken in where I thought that the... Yeah, this is pretty interesting. So you do have to basically have, like, the arrowhead blocking the animal for some of your shots there. That was actually a little high. I don't know if this one feels quite right, because, like, not even seeing where the arrow would be going. And all the shots are actually lining up a bit high. Okay, well, there was a bullseye, but yeah, I don't know how I'd really keep consistent with anything on this. This is definitely... Yeah, like, to aim for this one, you don't even see the animal. I don't know if... How does that feel to you guys? That just feels so bizarre to me. Like, I can understand how archery's supposed to work. It's shooting more arc-like than a bullet, but, like, even this is... Like, that didn't even register as actually making it to the target. Good lord. Okay, that's the 50 meter, though, so that's probably the furthest kind of out of the range I'd really want to be aiming with it. Let me see about using the crossbow now. Okay, so we'll stay zoomed completely out and see where this first one lands. Okay, so that one, basically about bullseye. A little high. Yeah, so it looks like maybe up to about 25. What about that one there? Okay, that was a little low. So it looks like about up to 25, your first one on the crossbow is what you'll want to aim with. Now, if I zoom in, how does that change it? A little high. A little high. Okay, but that one's proper. And what about the 35 out there? A little low. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go up to the 50 with the middle one. That was direct hit. This is fully zoomed in. That was quite a bit high, actually. Yeah, and again. So then, you probably want... No, actually... Okay, a little bizarre. Like, the middle one definitely seems fully zoomed in, is definitely for the 50. That one we're getting consistently exactly where it's aiming. However, if we want to be up against, like, the 20, or the 15 here, basically need to aim a little bit low, because it rises a bit. But then the 35 here, you need just a little bit high. Okay, yeah, so we're getting better at that. Kind of curious about the one out there. Score 0 of distance 100 meters. Okay, so let me try... What about halfway-ish? Okay, still landing really low. God, that's really landing that low. Okay, well that was a bit high, but you could actually see on the target where that wound up. Okay. Let's try one more. Okay, that one actually landed on somewhere. So the only one, I actually have to go to another spot, but we'll go into this blind and try for the one that's hidden behind that rock there. So I think I kind of understand the ranging of this one. The top one's 25, the middle is 50, and the third one might be 75. Almost. I'm not entirely sure what the exact range is, but it does seem... Okay. Yeah, so we kind of figured out the crossbow now, which is good news. Very good news for trying to go forward. So it's probably about 25, 50, and maybe around 60-ish or so. Because it seemed like for hitting on that one, we had to aim a little bit, actually above that, so it might be for 75. So at least we have that range solidified, so we know the ranges for the crossbow. As for the bows, I honestly don't know. Like, I was not expecting it to be that low of a reference point. I mean, so low that you don't really even see. Oh, come on. I'm not even hitting that now. There we go. So if it's within so much distance, you can almost use the points on the top branch of the arrowhead to help you. However, after a certain point, that's not going to really help you anymore. Yeah, like once you basically get up to 25, that's not going to help you. Because all your shots will start going low. So you basically have to go up along that branch towards the main shaft of the arrow. And then at 50, or no, not even 50, I think it's 35 there. Maybe it is about, you're a little bit above the main shaft of the arrow. Yes, then maybe it's the 50 out there that you're basically, the arrow is directly over what you're aiming for. Yeah, it seems to be it, so definitely been aiming way too low when it comes to the animals that I've been going after using this stuff, but at least we now know, so we can be much better off as we try hunting further. It's just going to be so weird getting used to you have something blocking what you're aiming at. That's probably going to be something that's going to take a long time to get fully kind of figured out. But we'll just head back to the lodge here, then end this first episode into Parque Fernando here. Thank you guys very much for joining me. It does seem like this will pay off having this range. It's one thing I really have wanted for a long time is a good proper archery range to figure out your aiming reference when it comes to using the bows. So that's super, super helpful, and will definitely... It's just so bizarre, too, when you compare it to, like, how the compound bow, where those sights are and that. It just feels a little weird. But we have a lot to see and do in Parque Fernando. It's been great so far. The archery range is superb and an excellent tool. So, thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of The Hunter Call the Wild. If you have anything you would like to see us hunt in future episodes, or any reserves to head back to, you just be sure to leave them right down below in the comments there. I always try to respond to any feedback questions as soon as they arise. But I think that's about everything for now, so thank you all very much, and hopefully I will see you in the next video or episode. Please remember, as always, survivors, to take care and stay alive.